Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 5 of this NHL 24 Chicago Blackhawks franchise mode here on my channel. Today we are getting into the 2025-26 regular season. We're going to simulate through it, see how we do, and maybe we land another high draft pick. Maybe the team takes a step this year. We'll have to wait and see, but let's get into it. So as we get started here, there were a couple comments from the last episode that we need to kind of just go over and address before we really get started here. So Winkletown said, I play franchise mode as realistic as possible. Quotations on realistic. If someone gave me back-to-back number 1 picks, believe me, I would say that I'm using them. Although the Blake guy would net you a nice return in a trade, I'd keep him because any team would in real life, or any team in real life would. So yeah, great comment there. Totally stuck to what we were kind of focusing on in the last episode in a bit. There was a comment here from Mikey saying, damn, how are your scouts so good? Again, we have an entire scouting tutorial if you guys want to scout and draft like I do. It's really not a difficult process. It's just a tedious process more than anything. It's really just kind of spamming through, doing playstyle, then all the other scouting types apart from character assessment, I believe. And then you go through those throughout the season. And by the time the draft comes around, you have pretty much 300 scouted prospects that you know their exact potentials on, which is awesome. The thing with that I am kind of just starting to... Not that I'm getting bored of it necessarily. It's nice to have that insurance when you're drafting, especially when we're building a team like Chicago here. But at the same time, I feel like it actually takes away from the realism factor a little bit, just simply based on there are unknowns in the draft. There are so many question marks at the NHL entry draft every year that not every team goes into it thinking, yeah, we're getting 5 elite players. No, that's not the case, especially in the later rounds. And if you look at our track record so far as drafting goes with the Blackhawks here, things have gone pretty darn well. Like, we have got a handful of elite players here that, most of them are high picks, but you look at guys like Lucas Reichel or... Why did that back out? Philip Kurashev being a later round kind of player. He's developed extremely nicely as like a 4th round pick, right? So there's players like that where you just have no idea. On the other hand, we have been picking a lot of guys earlier on. It is fun to find the later round picks, guys like Par Berglund or Nicholas Stewart, and then just sit back and see if they develop. Like, you never really know with these guys, so that is the fun part of it. In my opinion, when we go out and we are able to land just like so many good prospects, it does kind of take away from the realism factor a little bit. So guys, let me know if you think after this season we should just not just completely stop scouting, but shy away from the full 300 prospect method that I'm using, because right now that's what we're using. That's what we're going to use for this season. But if you guys think, just start doing potential and comparison or something like that throughout the year where you don't get as many perfectly scouted players, then great. We can do that. So that is something I've been kind of debating in my head for the last couple of days here. That's GBS said, you could have traded Blake for Spence and Levshunov and solved the problem on defense, and no size for Bedard's line, and probably got a pick for the next draft from Philly as well. Philly was the perfect trade partner. So yeah, we could have gone and gotten Malcolm Spence in a trade. That was an option. Because Philadelphia just really did not want to move that 4th overall pick. But I think it was off camera, but I do believe I tried to make that trade, just as far as going Spence and Levshunov in exchange for Blake, and Philly just wasn't biting on it. They did not want that trade, which, fair enough. Malcolm Spence is a very good-looking prospect, just as far as how much size and skill and scoring ability he has. But at the same time, I do think Cody Blake is going to be the better player still. And we still managed to snag Artyom Levshunov off of the Philadelphia Flyers, which was an absolute steal of a trade. We essentially, not that we traded nothing away for him, but we only really traded an elite goalie. That was pretty much it. You look at everything else that got traded in that deal, and Quinn Keeler was the only player that we actually traded that was a Chicago Blackhawk. And of course, we traded him because we had just drafted Lars Backer, who maybe isn't going to be a better goalie long-term necessarily, but is going to be a better goalie quicker. So in the short term, which is, what we're kind of slowly starting to transition towards with Chicago here. As Bedard starts to hit 22, 23, 24, we want to start becoming competitive. That is the goal here with this team. Right now, that's obviously not the case. We still have another year or two of being bottom feeders for the most part. So we'll see how that pans out. But at the moment, the team does look pretty solid. If we get development out of guys like Cody Blake and Frank Nazar, then of course the team's going to be even better. Or even like Oliver Moore too. We have options for who's going to develop well, who's not going to develop well. So again, we'll have to sit back and see. But that's currently what we're kind of looking at here with this team. So without further ado, we are going to just get a little bit of simming done. It's really only the first half of preseason, then I jump back in and scout. But yeah, I'll be back with you guys once the preseason's all wrapped up, and we'll just kind of summarize that nice and quickly. All right, guys, so heading into this 2025-26 season, here's what we're rolling with for the Chicago Blackhawks. We got 94 offense, 88 defense, and 87 goaltending. I guess we did name Bedard captain this year. I don't know why I thought we didn't for some reason. I guess that would have been last year, but not a horrible team this year in Chicago for year 3. All right, guys, so for the first month of October in the regular season, the Blackhawks start off by going 5-3, so actually not a bad start to the season. We're 3rd in the Central, so definitely in a playoff spot after our first 8 games. Okay, guys, so in the second month of the season, we managed to go 12-2. 12-2. I don't even understand how, but we had a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We had an 11 game winning streak with the Blackhawks here. Not only that, but Macklin Celebrini has somehow scored 40 points in these first 22 games. I think he's first in the league. I'm not certain, but I would assume with a scoring pace of nearly 2 points per game that he is. Yeah, he's like I just don't understand this game and this sim engine sometimes. Like, he has already scored more than half the points he scored last year in a quarter of the amount of games. Like, Macklin Celebrini is on such a ridiculous heater here. Also, how about shout out to Erik Karlsson with 32 points? But like, I don't have words for what I'm looking at right now. Bedard's also got 20 goals in 22 games, which is, a little bit more realistic in my head, but Celebrini's got 30 assists already. 30! Like, he's going to be the sole reason why we don't land one more top-end defensive piece in this upcoming draft, is because we're going to be in the playoffs again this year. Like, I was looking at either, Yakupov or Trigg or Gogolev, one of those 3 guys. I'm like, oh yeah, we should be in the bottom 5 still. Our team's not great. Apparently our team's amazing, and Macklin Celebrini's the best player in the NHL currently. So, yeah, let's continue simming here. Let's see how December goes. I doubt it'll be a 10 or a 12-2 month again, but you never know. Okay, so in January we go 8-1-2. I don't get this game, dude. I don't get it. I actually don't understand. We're first in the NHL right now. We went 8-1-2 in December. Or sorry, 8-1-3, maybe. No, 8-2-3. My bad. 8-2-3 was our record. But still, like, this Blackhawks team has won 25 out of 35 games and gotten points on a collective 3 additional games. Celebrini scored another 15 points over that stretch and is still just gonna be holding the record for the league, I think. 55 points. Oh no, wow. Austin Matthews went off. He's got 33 goals in 37 games now. That's higher than Bedard. That's crazy. Okay, I mean, we know Matthews is that good. That makes sense. But, wow. Wow, that is crazy from him. The fact, though, that Celebrini's 19 versus Matthews is 28 is, I think, the biggest factor there, though, in difference of quality and difference of just what we're actually witnessing right now. But regardless, this is absolutely insane what we're witnessing. The Blackhawks are first in the NHL. Like, we are number 1 in the NHL. I don't know how, but somehow we are. So, where do our picks sit exactly? That's what I'm checking right now. We got our own pick, and then we got like 3 other teams' second rounders. So, okay, cool. All right, well, I guess we'll be looking for draft steals this upcoming draft, because that is not what I expected from this team, but also, wow, the overperformance is insane. Patrick Kane's been out of the lineup for most of this season, so take that with a grain of salt, if you will, but we'll continue on simulating here. And we just continue to win games. Oh, there we go. We actually lost 2 in a row. Wow, that doesn't happen very often with this Blackhawks team right now. So, yeah, there we go. Patty Kane's finally back in the lineup. He probably lost like 2 or 3 overall ratings, which, I mean, not really surprising when you're injured consistently. We'll throw Jameson Reese back in there because, again, Kurashev's been injured for a lot of the year, too. You know what? I'm thinking we maybe move Cody Blake up. He's playing well enough. He's got 27 and 41, so he's not doing bad. It's not a Bedard season, but he's not doing bad. So yeah, let's go like this. Go Reichel over, Blake up, and then yeah, that should be good for now. So yeah, at least Cody Blake gets some second line minutes there and gets to play with Patty Kane, who had 13 points in 15 games. Pretty solid season coming in here from Taylor Radish with 32 points already. What's he making? 7.2? Yeah. So he had another contract year. We put him with Bedard and just to see what he can do. And yeah, he seems to play well with star players. So on the defensive side of things, we're not getting a ton of development or anything like that, but we're also not getting just like a ton of scoring, really. Our best defensemen have 18 or 19 points by the looks of it, so take that as you will. Our goaltenders... Oh, I saw 1,000 saves. I was like, does he have a perfect... I was like, no, he would have 20 shutouts at that point then, or 34 shutouts, which doesn't make sense. He's made exactly 1,000 saves, though, which is funny. A 932 from Drew Comesso in his rookie season is absolutely absurd. He got to play one game in Chicago where he actually got a shutout, or he should have gotten a shutout. He stopped 8 out of 8 shots, but I guess it wasn't a shutout because I don't know why. Anyways, that's what we're currently looking at. Kurashev is still injured. He's only gotten to play 24 games this season, and we're at 41 games, so that kind of sucks. And then, oh, come on with the injuries already. Wow. We are just... I get we're playing well. Again, we're 29, 9, and 5 for 63 points and the second best, on pace for the best record in the league. So yeah, take that as you will. But man, oh man, what a season it's been so far. I am interested with how this leadership group is kind of shaping up as to who's our actual leaders and who's not. But you know, things are looking pretty bright in Chicago right now, considering that we're doing as well as we are. I've got more scouting to do, but yeah, this is a crazy season from Celebrini currently. Okay, so in January we only go 8-5-2, so a bit of a down month compared to the others, but Celebrini's got 73 points in just 50 games. So, like, he's up to an 89 overall now. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him jump this upcoming season from a high elite to a medium franchise player because he's been that good. Simple as that. He's 9 points ahead of Bedard in the same amount of games playing on the same line. And he's first in the NHL in scoring, which is absurd. Connor Bedard is 2 goals behind the leader in Austin Matthews with a game in hand. But, yeah, this is absolutely crazy. I haven't seen scoring like this in a while. Cody Blake's doing okay. He's got 40 points in his 50 games so far. He's not catching Ivan Demidov by the looks of it, but that is okay with me. He doesn't have to win Rookie of the Year. Best goalie this year, I mean, our goalies are splitting it pretty evenly, which is fine by me. We don't have anybody scoring at a crazy pace, and that is also okay with me for defenders. So yeah, while we have some crazy upfront scoring, it's just nothing else is really going insane for the Blackhawks. We're tied for first in the league. Actually, the Hurricanes have the better record or better points percentage out of the two. But yeah, we're just simulating month through month now and seeing where we end up at the end of the season. If it's going to be at the top, if we're going to start to fall off or anything, but we'll see. All right, and for February, we go 8-2-1, so yet again, another crazy month. We're on top of the NHL first place with the Bedard Blackhawks, which in Season 3 is not what I expected, but that's where we're at. So, yeah, we might just jump into the trade deadline here, see if there's any moves we need to make. Honestly, I don't think we need to touch this team. If they're simulating this well, then I think it really just comes down to, okay, are we buying anything? Are we selling anything? What are we doing? Like, honestly, I don't think we need to make any changes. If we're playing this well, then we're chilling. We are doing just fine. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if we have 3 franchise players on our team by next season. So, yeah, this has been quite the run here. I am amazed by how well these guys are doing. And honestly, we don't need to make any changes here, I don't think. Prospects are developing fairly well, so I can't complain there. Look at Luamala up to a 74. Let's go. He's crushing it right now. He's doing so good. And then what about the goalies? Backers still 74. Okay, Vinny's 73 now, so that's not bad. And yeah, Comesso at 85 is great. And we have essentially no picks, which is awesome because that does make for a much more difficult offseason, which I am okay with. But at the same time also makes it more realistic as far as, okay, we're doing well. We don't get rewarded in the draft because we shouldn't. So by the looks of it, apparently we're in on Rasmus Andersson. That's an interesting one. I do wonder what would a trade for Anderson look like. He can't be too high a value right now. And he's a good defenseman. So I don't know. Let's just see what Calgary would find a suitable deal for Rasmus Andersson right now. Because again, he is an elite defenseman. Calgary, I think, is selling. At least they're not doing well. So yeah, what are the Flames looking for? Vlasic, a first and a second, no chance. What else? Lindell, a first and a third. More doable. It's still not great, but Parashak in 2 seconds. Probably not what I want to do. And then Levshinov and Korchinski. It's just a little bit too high price point. I almost bit on this one. Because what we would do is extend Anderson, obviously, but I don't know. Is he worth a first round pick? I don't think he is, honestly, but yeah, because you look at the season he's having right now, he's only put up 24 points. It's nothing crazy. Yeah, he's capable of being a 50-plus point defenseman, but is he really? I don't know, honestly. It does seem that he would be a good fit alongside some of our other players currently, but at the same time, do we really want to take minutes away from guys like Brooks and Korchinski and Levshinov? Like, I don't think we do. Honestly, I don't think we do. So, yeah, with 2 of those guys being right side defenders, what's the point in going after another right shot D-man? Like, we have enough right shot D-men that I think we're good. Yeah, no, I just don't think that's going to be a trade. So, yeah, let's just stick with what we got. It's working. Again, no need to reinvent the wheel here. No need to trade the farm for one player. Like, our farm is good already. That's the thing, is we don't need to make a huge deal here. We don't even need to do a Drew Doughty trade or anything like that. I do find it interesting when players are, like, older players like Doughty and guys like that are available, because it's like, well, what would you guys really want? And then the price is just way overinflated because they have a reputation and a brand name that goes along with them, and it's like, well, but $10 million for Drew Doughty isn't worth it. So yeah, we're just gonna hold on, because you look at, like, our team's got cap space too. That's the other crazy thing, is we have $9 million in cap space. A lot of teams don't have that. So while yes, we could be eating some kind of big name player contract wise, we don't really need to. We can just save that space for future extensions and be better off for it. So yeah, unfortunately, we will not be making any trades at the trade deadline. And we'll just continue simulating on because we're 42, 16, and 6 heading into the final month and a bit of the season here. Looks like Drew Doughty did get traded, funny enough. But yeah, let's see how the rest of March goes. All right, so guys, for the month of March, we go 10, 4, and 1. We're up to 51 wins on the year, which is crazy. We're at 109 points, which leads the league by like a 1-point margin. It's so close right now. And I have to show you guys this because I haven't seen assist numbers like this in a long time. Macklin Celebrini has got 90 assists, and we still have games left in the season. 90. He could potentially hit 100 assists this year if things keep going well. And, like, I haven't seen a player sim this well in a long, long time. And the fact that, yeah, Bedard could pot a bunch of goals. Not surprising he's got 66 goals on the season. He's been fabulous, but Celebrini's been the catalyst. He's been the driver, and he is clear of the other three, like the other kind of big three players in the league. As far as scoring goes, Bedard is clear as well with that few games left. I mean, we'll see. Austin Matthews could catch him still. But my God, Macklin Celebrini. Like, the memes going around on the Blackhawks fan pages this season because they're trying to tank for Celebrini, and it's like, get creamy for Celebrini. Like, that is actually what's going on right now here in Chicago. 90 points. 90 assists. Never mind 90 points. 90 points is crazy good. 90 assists. Oh my goodness. Like, I've got no other words right now. Let's see how the last month goes. We lose. Okay. But, man, like, we potentially have a President's Trophy, a top scorer, and a Rocket Richard on this team this year. Let's see. Did we get the President's Trophy? We did indeed. By one singular point. Let's go. We beat out the Carolina Hurricanes by, again, like that singular point. We finished 55, 20, and 7. How many points does Celebrini have? 95 assists. All right, so he just misses that 100 assist mark. Finishes the season with more points than our team put up by 1, which is crazy. Connor Bedard finishes the season with 68 goals. Talking about a true goal scorer. Beats out Austin Matthews by 7 goals. Absolutely insane as well. And the assist leaders, it's not even close. It's really just not even close. My goodness. This was close. McDavid just about caught Celebrini. That is crazy. Wow. Also, good thing we don't have to pay Celebrini yet. Good thing he's got one more year. But, yeah, I expect him to be about 93, 94 rated next season because that's how good he was this last year. 118 points. Bedard took a good jump, too. After his sophomore slump of just 81 points, up to 107 is fabulous. I am very pleased with how Bedard performed this year. The fact that he didn't get injured as well is also a miracle because normally he gets injured a little bit, or you would expect him to get injured a little bit based on his size, but what an all-time season here from Celebrini. 95 assists. I don't think it gets any better than that. Holy crap. So guys, in just going through and analyzing our team, our forwards were very solid this year. Nobody had less than 20 points on the forward end, and our lowest scoring guys were Colton Dach and Jeff Carter, who Carter missed 20 games with injury. Colton Dach was playing fourth line in a minor check-in role, essentially. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how things went. The fact that Cody Blake managed to score 72 points in his rookie season is also fabulous, so expect him to be seeing a bit of a boost within the next season here. The fact that he's already 86 rated is really good. Kevin Korchinski bumped up his point total by a total of 8 points. He also got to play, 7 more games? So, yeah, it makes sense that he scored 41, had a few more games to get assists, scored 10 goals again, which is awesome. So, yeah, good improvement there. Artyom Levshinov scored 32 points in his rookie season, so not bad at all there. Quite happy with how he performed. And Corey Brooks was also just very solid, improved his point totals with less games. can't be upset about that at all. So yeah, for a 10th overall pick, he's looking great too. And yeah, our defense wasn't bad. The only guy that didn't score 10 plus points was Isaac Phillips, and he had 9, so pretty darn close there. And then Drew Commesso and Sergei Bobrovsky were locked down in the net. They just cruised to so many victories for this team. Like, a combined 55 wins between two goalies is fabulous. So I cannot complain about what this team was able to do at all this year. I'm very happy with how we performed. So guys, I think one of the largest contributing factors to this team's run and just what happened exactly was the coaching staff. Like, the fact that we have 3 coaches that are B- or higher rated definitely contributed to how well our team played. We've got pretty solid staff chemistry, which you can't complain about. That definitely helps. And then the scouting's going well too. There's currently a couple of players that I'm taking a peek at or trying to keep an eye on. Obviously, we're not going to have a shot at anybody in the top end here, whether that be Ryan Rubrick or Gavin McKenna or one of these 3 defensemen that I thought, maybe we would be looking at. But that is all good with me. You can't win every draft lottery, even though it has felt like it so far in this series, because we have. But there are some players a little bit further down here that we might be able to snag with our picks. So I'm just, eyeing it out, still seeing where everybody else is going to fall. And there's not a ton of talent in this draft, but there is one high elite goalie yet again. This guy here, Alexei Solovyov, looks very good. And he's probably one of the few kind of high-end talents lower down in the draft. Apart from that, there's this Jody Perry as well. But again, 19-year-old right winger, probably not going to be the craziest pick ever. But we'll keep an eye out. There's still lots more scouting to be done before we actually reach the draft class. But this does look like a bit of a weaker draft. So we'll see what we can actually pull off. But again, not having as much flexibility at the top end of the draft definitely does not improve our chances of getting draft steals further on. So yeah, with that in mind, or that being said, I think we're ready to hit the playoffs here. We've got through, we've made the first round, we've boosted our team chemistry, we've done everything right so far, and we're going to take on the Anaheim Ducks. So in my other Montreal series, we have just been sitting back, commentating. You guys seem to have liked that. But honestly, this Blackhawks team looks so damn good that I kind of want to play a game with them. I haven't played any preseason or done anything with this team yet, so I would be honored to play with them if you guys are so willing to let me actually play postseason games. I think the only other thing that I might do here in the settings to just help out and make things a little bit more fair for me actually playing any games at all, and again, we're only going to play games where it's like elimination games. Either we can end the series or they can end the series kind of thing. So those would be the only games we play, but apart from that, I think, where is it? Is it sliders? Yeah, I think it's sliders. So in sliders, if we go all the way over to AI here, we can actually adjust AI learning and CPU difficulty adjustment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump that to a 3 because that seems to be kind of my kryptonite as far as teams. Like, AI teams will just beat the crap out of me if I turn this setting up to, like, I think even if I get it to 3 or 4, usually I struggle. So we're going to play with that on because I think you guys will enjoy watching me struggle. But at the same time, let's take a look at this Anaheim team that we are facing off against in round 1. And they look okay. There's nothing crazy there. Pastoyov, however you say his name, is looking really good. He's up to a high top 6, so that's crazy. But they've got depth. They've got good players. Leo Carlson has not developed for them. That is disappointing to say the least. Meanwhile, Pavel Mintyukov has. Wow, he's up to a high elite. This is a crazy looking Anaheim team, honestly. I don't know how to judge them. They could be absolutely fabulous. They could be kind of meh as well. So we'll see how it goes. I think we honestly have the better team and better coach. But we'll just have to sit back, see how the series starts to play out. This team just looks so ready to actually do some damage and to win that I really think we're going to do just fine. Again, we've got a big defense. Nobody's under, 6'2"? Yeah, okay. I think we're playoff ready, honestly. Anaheim made it. Is Edmonton playing LA? Is that what's going on? Oh, Edmonton gets St. Louis. Interesting. Okie dokie. So, Anaheim Ducks, round 1. I will have to pause up at some point here just to track all the AHL stats. By the looks of it, our Rockford Ice Hogs are doing absolutely horrendous. They have one of the lowest point totals in the league. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Again, they were nothing special down there, really, apart from maybe Par Elbelin. But apart from him, yeah, like there's not a ton of prospects where I'm like, oh, the development is completely reliant on how well the AHL team does. Like, no, that's not the case with our system for the most part. So, yeah, that's where we're currently sitting. As far as player development overall goes, Radish and Celebrini had the most growth and change. Looks like we got quite a bit of growth in the system too. Guys like Parashak, Elbelin, and Luamala are starting to look really good. Again, we have other decent name prospects in there too. I'm really excited for Nicholas Stewart to get rolling here. He put up 65 points in his last season, so he should be looking good in the next season or so. I'm excited for Lars Backer to make his breakout into the NHL. I'm excited for Quentin Stamkos. Like, there's lots of guys where I'm like, yes, we can make it with these, or like we can go far with these guys in the system and eventually on the team. So, without further ado, let's jump into this Anaheim-Chicago series. Should be a bit of a doozy. The Ducks are definitely a hard team to play against, but first period of Game 1, we start off down 2-0. Pastajov and Strome both score. 3-1 after the second period, as Celebrini is the first Blackhawk to score in this series. Makes sense. And final period, we lose the game 5-2. Kind of expected that. John Gibson didn't shut us out, but stopped everybody except for Celebrini, so we're definitely going to have to put in more of a team effort than that if we want to actually win this series, but not a great first game there. So as we jump into Game 2, hopefully we can get a better team effort here this time. And first period, 0-0, we get heavily outshot. Second period, still 0-0. All right, so as we simulate into the third, how's it going to go? Nobody knows, but I know we're getting peppered right now, but that our goalies are playing well. So let's continue on here. 40 shots for Anaheim, power play for them. Doesn't convert. Beautiful. That's a momentum change, and there it is. Jeff Carter breaks the deadlock, and it is a 1-0 game here. So, come on, boys. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. We win that game 1-0. A true old-style dead puck era playoff game as Drew Commesso gets the 46-save shutout. That is absurd. My goodness, what a game that was for Drew Commesso, pardon me, but man, oh man, what did we just witness? That was a 46-save shutout. Alright, game number 3. We start off up 1-0, outshoot him by 1 shot in the first period. Isaac Phillips scores. Second period, we give up 4 goals. Ooh, okay. That was not great. Lucas Reichel scored for us, but we got oh man, we give up another power play goal and another power play to Anaheim. They don't convert. We convert on the power play. That was Patty Kane, puts one in the net. Taylor Radish gets it back to a 1-goal game. Come on, boys. We're right there. We're right there. We just need a couple more shots on net, and you know we're going to get one. The Anaheim goalies are shaky. Philip Kurashev makes it 5-5. Let's go. What a playoff series it has been from this team so far. And we are going to head to overtime. All right. So let's jump into OT. Just in the quick sim menu because, again, we're not playing unless it's an elimination game. And man, oh man, this has been a game for the ages. Lots of shots, and I think we got the win. Yes, we did. None other than Showtime Patty Kane putting the game away on the 40th shot. We win 6-5. Wow, what a Game 3 that was. That was really something. All right. So the AHL season finished. I guess the playoffs have started. Let's just jump in quickly, take a peek at the AHL standings. Our team did not do good there in Rockford, finishing with just 64 points on the year. That's got to be one of the worst records in the league. And that would indeed be one of the worst records in the league, as we finished bottom 6 there with the 27th best record. And nothing really to be too proud of. I am just interested, how did Par Elbelin do? 60 points in 70 games, not bad for a rookie, but at the same time, probably could have done better as well. So as far as all rookie skaters go, Albelin got showed up by Edward Chalet, which kind of makes sense. Ryan Bouwmeester's looking really good there. And who was the best goalie? Jake Allen, okay. Joel Blomqvist as well there from Pittsburgh is looking really good. Yeah, okay. Robin Salo had a huge year. And I guess, yeah, Edward Chalet was the best player down there in the minors. So I think the one thing we're going to do here, just to kind of improve our growth and our team's ability to generate good prospects, is we're going to take Par Albelin and throw him into the NHL for the playoffs here. I think he's going to slot in probably, do we want him on the bottom line? How big is he? He's not big. 6 foot, 192 pounds, so not the biggest player on our team. He'd probably be better than Frank Nazar, but Nazar hasn't been all that bad either. We could probably swap him for Colton Dach, if I'm being completely honest, but yeah, we do have a power forward on that line with Entwistle, so I think we might scratch Dach just to make this move happen. So yeah, let's do that nice and quick. I think putting Par Albelin in with the Blackhawks for a potential playoff run is the right move. So we'll do that right now. We'll swap him out for Nikita Zaitsev, and then, of course, that will get changed around quickly here, as Albelin will be on our fourth line to start. And I know I'm messing with the chemistry maybe just a touch, but I think it is the right time to do so because we have the opportunity to put Albelin in the lineup, so why wouldn't we? Especially with him being 81 overall, which is a 3 overall upgrade from Colton Dach. And even better, yeah, you know what? Even better. We can put Albelin in on a wing. Does he have better faceoffs than Carter? Yes, he does, so let's do that. And then we've got Nazar playing on the one wing and Whistle and Moore as his line mates. Yeah, this looks good. So I'm really happy with where that's sitting right now, and I think we are good to go for game number 4 and 5 here. So let's continue on, simulate into game 4. Again, 2-1 series lead for the Blackhawks. We're looking to take a stranglehold on the series. Jeff Carter gets us on the board in the first period. We're up 1-0. Second period, still a 1-0 game, and as we head into the third, we're going to make it 2-0 as we get a goal from Mackenzie Entwistle. Pavel Mintyukov answers right back for the Ducks, so again, it's a one-shot game here. Power play Anaheim. That is not going to convert, all right, and although the Ducks are out shooting the Blackhawks heavily here, it doesn't look like we're really struggling too much here. Another power play for Anaheim. This time Jeff Carter scores right after the power play. That's the backbreaker for the Ducks. And here we go. It's an elimination game. We have the chance to knock out the Ducks. We do lose Chris Tanev to a sprain injury there, but that is all good. It happens, again, especially in the playoffs. But as the President's Trophy winning team, we're looking to finish off this series pretty quickly here. So, starting things off in Game 5, we're down 2-0 as Zegers and Drysdale score. Again, Drysdale hasn't been traded because the Gauthier trade happened after we started this save. Second period, make it a 4-2 game. Let's go. All right, so I'm probably not even going to have to jump in here. As, 4-2, we're chilling. We are rolling here as Patty Kane, Mr. Showtime, gets the goal again there for the Blackhawks. Make it 5-3 as Jackson Lacombe puts one in for Anaheim, but we are still leading by 2 goals. We're rolling. Make it 6-3 as Bedsy's on the board too. And 6-4, Mason McTavish bringing it back to within 2 again, but I would say 2 goals, too little, too late. Ooh, Troy Terry. Okay, Taylor Radish got the empty netter. That scared me for a second. I was like, no way they just tied it up from 6-4 to 6-6. And they did not, fortunately. So, we move on. We beat the Ducks in just 5 games. Bedsy has a 3-point night. Not really surprising there, but what a first series for the Blackhawks as we finally get a win and we don't get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. And, I mean, we didn't in the first year. That was a bit of a fluke year the first year, but this team has come a long way since then. Macklin Celebrini has become what might be an all-time Chicago Blackhawk already, and he's in just his second season, which is crazy. But yeah, what a first series there. Edmonton gets the sweep on St. Louis, and Montreal gets the sweep on New Jersey. So those are the only decided series we have so far, apart from our own. All right, so now we just get to sit back, take a couple days off. Looks like San Jose is going to beat Vancouver in 5. Anybody else? The Capitals beat the Rangers in 5. All right. And Minnesota's throwing 6 over Colorado. That's an interesting one. So now we're just waiting on Toronto, Boston, and Carolina, Pittsburgh. And who's it going to be? So both those series went to 7, and it looks like Toronto and Carolina will get through. So, as we head into round 2, we take on the Minnesota Wild. They didn't have a particularly crazy season, but they were definitely good still. Good enough to beat the... if you're good enough to beat the Colorado Avalanche, I have some serious respect for you, because you look at this Avs team and it is just... It's not stacked, but it's pretty dang solid. Like, it's top-heavy maybe, but the goaltending, I would assume, was probably the biggest issue there for them. Apart from that, you know, a 95 rated Kirill Kaprizov is pretty sweet. Matthew Boldy's also an awesome pick there for them. Jack Roslovic has turned into something I would never expect him to as a first-line center there, which is crazy good. And then, how's their defense? They got Silayev, yeah, or Silyev, however you say his name. I would say Silayev. But he's a monster, 6'8", 227 pounds. And then, of course, they've still got guys like Brock Faber in there, too, who's a really good defenseman. And, yeah, look at the goaltending. Oh, my goodness. Okay. One playoff shutout is fabulous for Wallstead. He is... Wow. What a goalie. And then, hey, they've got Georgiev, too. How did that happen? They must have signed Georgiev for, $5 million, and the Avalanche couldn't match it. So... that is a punch in the teeth right there for Colorado as far as them looking at that last series going, wow, if Minnesota hadn't screwed us over in the offseason, we probably would be on to the second round. So you win some, you lose some, hey, Colorado fans? But anyways, we head into this next series against the Wild. Should be a fun one. We do get Chris Tanev back, which is awesome to see. He's going to slot in right here, which is perfect, over Esa Lindell. He gets better chemistry. All right, and we are ready to go. This team, again, has just been simulating about as well as you can. And let's continue simming. So, into game 1 of round 2. We start off 1-1. Korchinski scores for us after Jonas Brodin got the opener, and we get outshot by 4 shots. Second period, 5-1 game. The Blackhawks erupt for 4 goals on 14 shots? Like, that wasn't a ton of shots, but we chased Jesper Wallstedt from the net there, so that is crazy. All right, and with the 4-goal lead heading into the third, we finish the game off 6-2 as power play goals from Reichel and Kaprizov finish off that final frame. We outshoot them by 14 shots in the game, and your first star is Connor Bedard with 3 points yet again. All right. So Bedard's got to be leading the team now. No, he's not. He's had 2 3-point nights in a row, and Celebrini's still ahead of him on playoff points. That's crazy. All right, into game 2. We will start off down 1-0 as Brendan Brisson scores a shorty against us. That's not great. Second period, make it a 2-1 game as Patty Kane and Matt Boldy get goals for each of the teams. And as we head into the third period here, we're going to start off with no shots in the first 6 minutes. That's great. All right, we finally get a shot on goal, and then we get rolling here. All right, come on, boys. More shots. Or no shots. We're up to, 30 shots on the game? Yeah, that's enough for Wallstedt to stop. Power play, come on. You got to convert. No. All right, so we get stopped in the third period there. Wallstedt has a .970 save percentage on the night. Still a great night from Comesso, too, only letting in 2 goals on 30 shots, but we just weren't good enough offensively that night, especially after putting up 6 goals in the previous night. Minnesota really locked us down in game 2. So into game 3, we'll start off with a 4-2 first period as Celebrini and Bedard score power play goals, and then Brooks and Alblin score even strength. Kaprizov and Roslovic score for Minnesota, but we get outshot by 2 shots in spite of being up by 2 goals. Second period, it's still a 4-2 game as we are now heavily outshooting the Wild, and as we head into the third period here, we just want to maintain that 2-goal lead. And unfortunately, Jared Spurgeon has other things to say there, as it is now all of a sudden 4-3. And Minnesota comes roaring back to what is looking like a closer game here. Now we get a bunch of shots. Power play converts. Let's go, Cody Blake. Huge goal to just add that comfort cushion, essentially. And there you go. We win game 3, 5-3. Huge night there, and Celebrini's got 13 points in just 8 playoff games. Fabulous season he's having here still. And as we head into game 4, again, we're up 2-1, but we want to take a 3-1 lead if we can. We start off up 2-0 as Radish and Tanev both get goals. 9 seconds left in the first period. Tanev really just driving the dagger through the Minnesota Wild fans' hearts there. Jeez, all right. Second period, make it a 5-3 game as there is 6 goals in this period? Yeah, 6 goals, that's crazy. And Levchinov gets started off in the power play. Roslovic responds on the power play. Reichel then scores even strength. Levchinov scores again on the power play. And then Eriksson and Coyle score once on the power play and then once even strength. Crazy, crazy second frame of the game there. So up 2 goals. Again, we got that cushion, but we just need to hold on to the lead. We extend it there as Frank Nazar makes it a 6-3 game. Beautiful. Make it 7-3 as Connor Bedard is on the board as well. And I think that's his second goal of the game. Patty Kane scores as well, 8-3. We're running up the score now at this point. Power play Minnesota does not convert and make it 8-4 as Iafallo finally scores 1 there for the Wild. But wow, that was an absolute rout. We scored 2 goals, 3 goals, and 3 goals in those 3 periods. That's crazy. And I would assume Levchinov gets first start of the game. 4 assists for Celebrini on the night. That was a scoring night for sure. My goodness. All right. So as we head into Game 5, we look to take this series again in 5 games. That would be a very easy route to the conference finals. But we start off here with a 2-2 game as Guryanov and Kulikov score. Kulikov gets the shorty, but then Celebrini comes roaring back and scores 2 goals from the top of the zone on both of them. What did we just see here? He just ripped the exact same shot twice in a row. Okay, all right, second period. Make it a 4-4 game. Here we go. This is what I was waiting for, was a nice close game where I can finally throw the headphones on and jump into what is going to be a high-intensity interconference or interdivisional rivalry game. Let's go Blackhawks. This should be a fun one as I think we are going to have a blast with this game. So let's jump in. I just want to make sure that you guys can actually hear the game. I don't want it to be overly loud, and I'm pretty sure I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I accidentally, or not accidentally, I've just been playing games on my own, but I'm pretty sure we have commentary on. Yeah, we want to turn that right off, and let's get to it. This should be a fun one, and Blackhawks Wild, Game 5, this should be wild. So here we are, Game 5 at the United Center. The Blackhawks looking to take the series against the Wild here tonight, and we are underway. So as Anton Silayevs comes down, great centering pass, and what a save on Kaprizov there. And now another chance. Oh my goodness, fabulous opportunities here. And looks like Bedard's going to get loose. Connor Bedard breaking in on the 2-on-1 with Celebrini. He can't get it through, but he almost finishes off on the backhand. Great opportunity there. Now Radish going to play it back to Brooks. Brooks gets picked off somehow by Kaprizov. Don't ask me how. And now Kaprizov going to be forced to fire the shot. Ooh, and a great centering pass and chance there, but we're going to clear that thing out. Radish is going to go for the change. We're going to go for the dump in, and Celebrini's going to chase. Oh, what a pass that was. That somehow got by my guys. Oh, we just about land the hit on Kaprizov there, but somehow he evaded it. Now we're going to hit Cody Blake in stride. Here comes Cody Blake. He's ripping down the wing. Looking to cut in, uses that beauty backhand, but what a save by Wallstedt. So yeah, that was some great starting chances here. We're going to definitely push the offense a little more. I know our coach is a generalist, but the way our guys are playing right now, like we got Celebrating Bedard at the top of the points list there in the playoffs, like that's awesome. So, all right, let's continue on here. Face off there by Reichel is going to go back to Vlasic. He's going to rip one and just miss it. All right, now we're going to set up. Play it back down to Patty Kane, back to Tanev, who's going to cycle through. One-timer for Kane, and it's tipped by Cody Blake. What a shot and what a goal. Cody Blake using that crazy hand-eye right in front of the net, and looks like the Wild are going to call a timeout here by the looks of it. So yeah, we'll get our first line back out. And yeah, just a fabulous setup play. Tanev goes for the 1-T to Patty Kane. We know he can shoot the puck, but then Cody Blake redirects it up over the shoulder of Wallstedt, who thought that he had it, but obviously he didn't. So, great start here. We're cruising, and yeah, 15 more minutes still, so lots of game time left. So faceoff's going to go to the Wild, but the Blackhawks will pick it off there as Radish does some great work. Now Bedard trying to walk through, almost pokes that away. Now Rossi doesn't get hit. Bedard going to throw the body on him. Good stick checking though, and now Celebrini gets it back. Brooks going to play it up to Radish. Taylor Radish going to turn and fire this thing in, make them work. Bedard on the forecheck doesn't really get anything done. Good poke check there though. Alright, now Bedsy's going to get knocked off the puck. That's all good. We'll just reset and go for a change. Alright, so Korchinski kind of getting, not pinned in, but oh, that's a great breakout pass there by him. Now Blake trying to dangle his way through, couldn't quite do it. That's all good. Now great centering chance, and Tanev's going to clear this thing out. Beautiful. I know they're looking for a good breakout pass here. They want a good clean zone entry. But Patty Kane's just going to rip this thing around to Reichel, who's got some room to skate with it. Lucas Reichel now driving down the wing. Cuts into the middle. Great shot. Better save. Alright. Great opportunities there. Good stick by Vlasic here coming in on the defensive end. He gets the poke check on Foligno. Foligno tries to cut back to the middle, but Patty Kane will clear it out. Now Cody Blake waiting for support. Going to actually find Vlasic in the middle. Back to Blake, and he just couldn't quite get it done. Now here comes Part Albelin. He'll throw a big hit. That's what we like to see. And apparently they want to fight Albelin. I guess that was an injury on the hit. It was a pretty big hit. But I didn't really think it was fight-worthy necessarily. Vetrano wanted to fight Albelin. Albelin's a rookie in the playoffs. Like, he's pissed that he's going to the box. He thought it was a clean hit. So, interesting as things get heated here. But, yeah, no, we weren't taking that fight. There's no reason to change the momentum of the game in Minnesota's favor if they win the fight. So, we'll just play 4-on-4 instead. And again, I think we've got the better players 4-on-4. So, oh, great shot off the draw, but a good save. Excuse you, why are you opening my door mid-recording, Mr. Nigel? Alright, here comes Patty Kane. Dangles his way through. Looking for the pass. Sends it over to Kurashev, who gets the shot off, but a great save there. Now Brooks trying to poke it out and away. Minnesota trying to get set up. Crazy bounces here. Oh boy. Alright, Brooks is able to clear it finally. Now we're going to send it over to Kurashev on the crisscross. He's going to look to cut back. Pulls it away from Spurgeon. Great shot. Better save. Now Kurashev plays it down to Korchinski, who's got a step on his man. Centering pass doesn't quite go. Okay, figure it out, Nigel. What are you doing? In or out? Like, come on. And this one's going to go back, but Kurashev's going to get there first. Good little head fake and dangle. Now Jeff Carter looks to cut back. Spurgeon gets stick lifted. I guess that was it for the penalties. That was quick on the coincidentals. Alright, now we'll rim it around to Kurashev, who almost gets hit, I think. No, Celebrini got interfered with the whole way down, so he's going to give a little cross-check there to Spurgeon. Deservedly so, though. Again, no real need to be throwing interference on an ice in, like... So with our guys stuck out here, this is a bit of a dicey opportunity as Salayev tries to shoot it through. He can't quite get it. Now Celebrini up to Brooks. Brooks couldn't clear it properly. Matt Boldy comes walking in. Good turn by Corey Brooks, and he's just going to make the pass up and out. Jeff Carter now looking for a change. Let's just go for that. No interference on the play on Celebrini, really? Okay then. 3-on-1, and yeah, go figure. Kaprizov scores on that. That's just such a crazy play. But leave it to a franchise player to find the puck in a quite literal scrum of chaos in front of the net and tuck it away. So we're tied 5-5 with 4 minutes left now. And yeah, Minnesota's definitely in this game still. So we're going to have to try to do something a little different here, get our first line rolling, and let's see what we can do. So, alright, here goes Connor Bedard, going to come walking in, can't quite get the shot off. Salayev's pass is picked off there by Celebrini. He's going to get it over and around to Bedard. Now Tanev going to play it back to Radish. Radish down. Bedard going to come dancing it through. Great chance, but a fabulous save there. Now, one-timer from Vlasic, stopped by Wallstead, and Wallstead's having himself a game. Man, oh man, great chances though. So yeah, you guys can see my impression on Celebrini there. He's looking pretty good, but he's got the patchy facial hair, which makes sense. And face-off here, going to go Minnesota's way, as Salayev looks to hit Foligno in stride, and Foligno dodges the hit, and he's going to come barreling down on Vlasic. We're now going to send this thing up to Patty Kane, who just can't quite get through for some reason. Oh boy, that's a great chance. Holy moly, I don't know how they didn't score on that. Okay, now great. Oh, why did you go for the flip? That was supposed to be a stride deke. What are you doing there, buddy? Come on, Blake. That's got to be better. Oh, here we go. Levshinov gets free. Then gets knocked off the puck. Now Kane looking to get free. Gonna play it back to Levshinov. He's gonna cycle right around to the... Are you kidding me? That was not out. That didn't go over the line. No way. And for whatever reason that it did, man, what? Alright. So we got our fourth line out. We got Moore, Nazar, and Entwistle there. They're looking for a pass. Just terrible giveaway to Oliver Moore, who's extremely fast. Moore comes driving to the net and scores! 9 seconds left. Let's go. Oliver Moore. What a play. Holy fabulous moment from our fourth line as Oliver Moore gets it done. Driving hard to the net, gets around. Lambos doesn't make the play in time, and he just tucks it forehand, backhand, off the post and in. And we will indeed beat the Minnesota Wild here in just 5 games. Oh my goodness, what a play that was. Oliver Moore, just his second goal of the playoffs, and it could not have come at a better time. Wow, that was absolutely fabulous. And for good measure, he wins the face-off, and Nazar gets the puck in deep. Now Kaprizov trying to send it up. Boldy looking to get through, and there you have it. There you have it. What a matter of timing from the Chicago Blackhawks to win this series in just 5 games. One OT winner for sure from Patrick Kane, I believe, and then things just go right for the Blackhawks here as we move on past the Minnesota Wild. But hey, Minnesota made it past the first round, so the Wild fans can't be too upset about that. But man, oh man, what a series it was. And Bedard's Blackhawks will move on. Honestly, these are still probably Kane's Blackhawks, just the way they're playing. But yeah, fabulous, fabulous series there from Chicago as we managed to get things working. And yeah, this was a crazy goal here by Kaprizov. I don't know how he managed to find the space to tuck that, but he did. But regardless, 3-point night for Celebrini. He scores 2 goals and gets an assist, but we're the more consistent team, scoring 2, 2, and 2 in each of the periods, and Minnesota goes 2, 2, and 1. So, yeah, fabulous series overall there from the Blackhawks. All right, so we will indeed get the San Jose Sharks in the next round of the playoffs. Not a team that I expected to necessarily take off and be really good really quick, but then again, I didn't expect our team to take off and be good either. So let's see how the Sharks actually look here. And yeah, they're a pretty solid team. They've got a crazy good center core there in Will Smith and William Eklund. Eklund's up to a high elite. That's crazy. I didn't expect him to be that good. And then they've got, Thomas Bordeleau's looking very good too. They've got some really solid wingers through there, but the defense just doesn't look special by any means. And, oh, that's what it is. Yeah, they've got Igor Shesterkin. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, how did they beat the Oilers? Because honestly, San Jose is not a team I expect to beat Edmonton for a couple more years at least, but apparently it didn't matter as, wow, that was something. Okay, they managed to beat this Oilers team. Crazy. Then again, I guess, if it was anything close as far as close games go, I could see Shesterkin pulling wins out of nowhere. But man, oh man, I didn't expect to see the San Jose Sharks in the conference finals this quickly. So, yeah, that's how it's going here. Alright, so honestly, guys, this episode is running on a little bit longer than I expected it to because of how well the playoffs are going, so I think this is where we're going to wrap it up. We're just going to wait and see who actually finishes off their series. So the Washington Capitals get through, and it's going to be Toronto or Montreal. It's going to be Montreal. Alright, cool. So a Canadian team gets through there. I guess regardless, it was going to be a Canadian team getting through, but yeah, interesting Final Four. San Jose, Chicago, Montreal, and Washington. Definitely not the 4 teams I think anybody would have picked for the 2026 conference finals, but we're playing on some crazy timeline here by the looks of it. So yeah, that is where we're going to wrap it up. If you guys have any suggestions or players that you think we should be drafting in this upcoming episode or so, make sure to leave those in the comments below. If you see anybody that you think is maybe needs to be scouted a little more, or like somebody we should trade for, something like that, let me know again in the comments below as well. But yeah, next episode we will indeed get to the San Jose series, maybe even on to the Stanley Cup Finals if things go well. But this is definitely not the position I thought our team was currently going to be in. And I'm just kind of struggling to format because I didn't think we were going to be there. But yeah, that is where we're going to wrap this one up. If you guys have enjoyed this episode up to this point and this series, then of course show your support down below with a like, subscription, and notification if you haven't done any of those 3 already. It really helps me and the channel out. But that is going to be it for this one. This is Etanyos signing out. I'll see you guys all in the next one.